Hey guys, welcome back. This is the third and final part to my playthrough of the new content from the PC version of Dark Souls. So last video we just left off with me taking on Manus. I saved Dusk and then I used the bonfire to warp back to Ulasil Township. So the only thing left to do in the new content now is to talk to Gough and take out the Black Dragon Kalameet. So you can't talk to Gough until you get the key that I showed you in the last video that was located in the room with the fireplace. So now that we got the key, we can open that door right there and talk to Gough. So there's going to be a lot of NPC dialogue going on here, so I'm going to be quiet and let you guys hear everything Gough has to say.
A visitor, have we? Thou must be the one who freed Artorias. An old friend he was. Thanks to thee, he left this world with honor intact. And here I am, retired and blind. Of little help to thee, I'm afraid. If thou seekest to explore this domain, be wary of a black dragon. I fear thee no match for this terrible beast. There's very little to be said. What good is a dog with no hairs to hunt? But I'm lucky to be alive, I suppose. There's very little to...
So Gough just told us a little bit about the dragon, so now we are going to go take a look for ourselves. So there's a scripted event. You can't just go straight to the dragon and fight him the first time. You actually have to go to the dragon. You get a little bit of a cutscene, and then you have to go back to talk to Gough, and Gough will shoot him down, allowing you to fight him on the ground. So I'm not actually sure. I don't think you have to talk to Gough first. I think as long as you go see the dragon, then you can go back and talk to Gough afterwards. But you're going to miss some of the dialogue by doing that. So the first time I played through here, I didn't look at any cheats or anything. I was just playing through, and it took me a while to find where the dragon was. This little ramp right here that I'm going down, I kept missing it. I kept looking everywhere for where to find the dragon, that little valley. So after probably half an hour of looking, I finally figured it out. So it's not a very big area. It's just like a little chasm here. And there's probably 4 or 5 dogs and a few soul treasures to pick up. But anyway, the thing that is important to know is that you don't have to die to the dragon. On the message boards, I've seen a few people say you have to go die to the dragon and then Gough will talk to you afterwards. It's not true. You don't have to die. I think all you have to do is do the cutscene. Honestly, I don't even think you have to go down where the dragon is. I think the cutscene is actually the trigger. Now, I actually went down all the way this time, just for the hell of it, and I didn't want to risk it and have to go back, but I really believe that the cutscene is all you need to do. So while we're on our way to the dragon area, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Black Knight Halberd. I've seen a few comments talking about it, mentioning it, so I'll just explain why I use it. Basically, it's just one of the easiest weapons to get a hold of that's this powerful. It does a lot of damage with fairly minimal stat investment. It's not cheap to use stat-wise, but it does a lot of damage for the amount of stats you put into it. It also is very easy to upgrade. In fact, you can have that thing fully upgraded before you actually fight any bosses other than the Asylum Demon. Twinkling Titanite is available early on. Like I said, no special embers. So it's just a really great weapon to play through the game with. It's not so great for PvP, but it is great for PvE. And you'll notice the dragon flew by. It's not really a cutscene, I guess I misspoke. But it is a triggered event. He only does that once. So I think that's all I would have had to do, and I could have gated back right there. If you're noticing what's going on screen, I just took out a crystal lizard. I did not know that was there until this playthrough. I just happened to be looking down and saw it there. And then I realized that you don't have to use the ladder at all. There's these little ledges here you can just completely drop off to and get to the bottom. So I kind of learned something on this playthrough. So all I'm doing right now is just getting my homeward bones ready. I want to run out and loot those 3 corpses real quick and then just gate out of there. Like I said earlier, you do not have to die. I think what you needed to do has already been done. I just wanted to get a quick glimpse of the dragon again. And based on the way those souls are, it makes it seem like a group of 3 probably came and tried to fight this dragon and were unsuccessful. So I'm going to get back and talk to Gough one more time.
Tomorrow, is the Black Dragon posing thee duress? Yes, I thought as much. He's called Kalameet. Ferocious dragon indeed. Even mighty Analondo dared not provoke his ire. I see little good coming from this, but thy intent is to persevere to the bitter end. Good, good. What is bravery without a dash of recklessness? I've taken a liking to thee, and I owe thee much for thy service to Artorias. Now, watch and see how Gough hunts dragons. Ha ha! Yes. A truer shot was never loosed. That bat will be grounded for a good spell. The rest is in thine hands. I await good tidings. Ah, dragon slaying. Knighthood's highest calling. Hello. Here.
So in what was probably one of the coolest cutscenes in the entire game, Gough did us a huge favor and took out Calameet's wing, which basically made him land and be on the ground where we can fight him. So now that that cutscene's taken place, there's going to be a boss fog up here, and that means we can actually enter the official encounter. I've heard of people actually taking out Calameet in the first part by using a bow and arrow, either by cheating or not cheating. Either way, I think you're kind of cutting yourself short if you actually do it that way. Fighting Calamity is probably one of the coolest boss battles in the game. Being able to actually fight a dragon up close. The Bridge Wyvern is not quite the same. You only really get to swing at his feet, or you can cheese him using magic or bow and arrow, whatever. But Calamity, you actually get to fight up and close, or up and personal, face to face. So it's probably one of my favorite boss fights of the game. He's not all that difficult, but still, just the scale of the fight just makes it really epic in my mind. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to cut his tail off. It's not really all that difficult. You just have to look out for a few different attacks he does. There's three main attacks that he kind of opens himself up to. That doesn't mean you can't cut it off at other times. He does one where he stands on his hind legs and blows out fire, which gives you enough time to run around and hit him in the tail at least once. He has the one where he uses his eye to lift you up in the air and make you more susceptible to damage, basically giving you the same effect as the Calamity ring. And there's this one right here, which is the one specifically meant for cutting his tail off. As you'll notice, I simply dodge out of the way, hit him a couple times, and it's off. So from what I can tell, there's about 500 hit points in the tail. If you're fighting with two people, it's probably more like 1,000, and probably more like 1,500 if you use an actual third person. It's not that easy to cut off depending on the weapon you have. I would suggest something that does vertical slashes and has a lot of range. That's the other reason I really like the halberd. Due to the range and the amount of damage it does, it's like the perfect tail cutting weapon. Any greatsword that has a downward slash will probably work as well. There's just something about the halberd, it just has incredible range. I've actually stood underneath his tail when it was lifted in the air, and I've still been able to actually hit it. So as you're seeing, Calamity is not very tough. I tend to do kind of like I do with Sith. You'll notice I ran around to the tail, kind of showing you guys that you could have pulled it off there. But anyway, I fight him like Sith. I stand underneath him. He does his movesets are kind of limited when you're underneath his body. he tends to either kind of raise up on his hind legs and hit you with his front foot and then back foot afterwards, or he'll just basically lift straight up off the ground and blow fire straight down. So as you see, pretty much already taken him out here. Now I probably made that a lot easier than it really is for most players, but it's not all that difficult. The important part is learning his tells and knowing what he's going to do. So with Calamity dead, we can safely run over here to this chest and pick up another Titanite slab. It's the second really easy one to get in a playthrough, so now you're guaranteed 2. You're actually guaranteed 3 if you follow the Siegmeyer quest perfectly. But if you do any little screw up on that Siegmeyer quest line, you could basically screw yourself out of a slab. So at least now we have a second one that is definitely a guarantee. So with Calamity dead, we're going to warp back and let Gough know.
Why, thou hast defeated Calamity? Wondrously played. Lord Gwyn's blessing upon me. That beast will never take to the skies again. Dragons shall never be forgotten. We knights fought valiantly, but for every one of them, we lost 70 of our own. Exhilaration, pride, hatred, rage. The dragons teased out our dearest emotions. Thou will understand one day. At thy twilight, old thoughts return in great waves of nostalgia. Ah, this great bow, I shan't need it, but no dragons to hunt. I know not if a human could even operate it. But here, thy need outweighs mine. I suspect thou hast taken a gander at it, but the dark of the abyss, which swallowed poor Artorias, threatens to devour our entire land of Ulyssil. It seems that this dire fate is unavoidable, but seduced by a dark serpent or no, they awoke that thing themselves and drove it mad. One's demise is always one's own making. Farewell, proud human.
So as you saw, Gough gives you his great bow as a reward for killing Calamity. And then unfortunately, if you want to get his armor, you have to kill him. I really didn't look forward to doing this because I think he's a really cool character. But I kind of needed to do everything to show you guys. He's not all that tough. He does have quite a bit of hit points, and I think he does a lot of damage. He actually didn't hit me during this fight, but I have seen videos of him hitting other people. The coolest move he does is this big body slam where he pretty much just jumps up and tries to land on you, like that right there. But he's not really all that tough overall. So originally I was going to show you guys all the new weapons and armor at the end of this video, but I wanted to get this done so you guys can watch it. I figure I'll make another video to cover everything else. And there goes armor right there. It doesn't really look right on a normal human character. But anyway, that pretty much wraps up this video. And like I said, I'll do another one to show you guys all the new items, armor, weapons, and spells. So until then, take it easy.